Once upon a time, there was a wise and kind king who wished to become the best ruler he could be. He believed that if he always knew the right time to act, the right people to listen to, and the most important thing to do, he would never fail as a leader. With these thoughts in mind, the king pondered three crucial questions. What is the most important time? Who is the most important person? What is the most important thing to do? Eager to find the right answers, he sent messengers across his kingdom to seek wisdom from the most intelligent and knowledgeable people. Many wise men came forward with different responses, but none of them truly satisfied the king. Some believed the right time should be determined by astrology, while others argued that careful planning made the timing right. Some said the king himself was the most important person, while others claimed his advisors held that role. Regarding the most important thing to do, some emphasized war, while others prioritized religion. Despite hearing all these answers, the king remained confused. He realized that none of them provided the clarity he was seeking. Determined to find the truth, he decided to set out on a journey himself, hoping to discover the wisdom that would help him rule wisely. Determined to find the right answers, the king decided to embark on a journey himself. He believed that true wisdom could not simply be heard, it had to be experienced. To avoid distractions and unnecessary attention, he disguised himself in simple clothing and set out with a few of his loyal soldiers. After traveling for many days, he arrived at a dense forest. As he walked deeper into the woods, he noticed a small hermitage tucked between the trees. In front of it, an old monk was digging the ground with great effort. His frail body and slow movements showed signs of exhaustion, yet he continued his work with patience. The king approached the monk and respectfully asked, "Wise master, I have come seeking answers to three important questions. What is the most important time? Who is the most important person? And what is the most important thing to do?" The monk, however, remained silent and continued digging as if he had not heard the king. The king repeated his questions, this time speaking louder, but the monk still did not respond. Instead, he kept working, his hands trembling slightly as he struggled to lift the soil. Seeing the monk's difficulty, the king felt a sense of responsibility. He picked up another spade lying nearby and started digging alongside the monk. Time passed, but the monk still did not utter a single word. The king, however, did not grow impatient. He continued working, silently wondering if the answers to his questions would come from action rather than words. As the sun began to set, the king wiped the sweat from his forehead. He looked at the monk, who still showed no intention of responding. Just as he was about to speak again, a sudden noise broke the silence, the sound of someone running through the forest. When the king turned around, he saw a man clutching his stomach, stumbling toward them. His clothes were soaked in blood, and his face was twisted in pain. The king's journey for wisdom was about to take an unexpected turn. The king, still eager for answers, turned to the monk once more. This time, the monk smiled and finally spoke. He explained, "You have already found the answers to your questions through your own actions. The most important time is now." The monk explained that the present moment is the only time we truly have control over. The king had used his time wisely by helping the monk, and later by saving the wounded man. If he had ignored the present moment, he would have missed the opportunity to do good. "The most important person is the one who is with you," the monk continued, saying that the most important person is always the one who needs you at that moment. The king had helped the injured man when he needed it the most. By doing so, he had not only saved a life, but also gained a loyal friend instead of an enemy. "The most important thing to do is to do good." The monk emphasized that doing good is the greatest purpose in life. Through his kindness, the king had made a difference, not just in the wounded man's life, but in his own as well. His act of compassion had brought peace instead of conflict. Hearing these words, the king finally understood the true wisdom behind the monk's teachings. He realized that by focusing on the present, valuing the people around him, and always choosing kindness, he could rule wisely and live a meaningful life. The story of the king and the wise monk teaches us profound life lessons that we often overlook in our daily lives. First, we must learn to live in the present moment. Many people spend too much time dwelling on the past or worrying about the future, forgetting that the only time we truly have control over is now. The king initially sought a perfect answer about time, but he only understood its importance when he took action in the present, helping the monk and saving the wounded man. This reminds us that every moment is precious and how we use it defines the course of our lives. Second, we must value the people around us. In today's fast-paced world, we often neglect those closest to us, our family, friends, and colleagues, because we are too caught up in work, responsibilities, and distractions. However, the monk's wisdom teaches us that the most important person is the one who is with us at any given moment. The king realized this when he cared for the wounded man, turning an enemy into a friend. This highlights the importance of being present for others, listening to them, and offering help when needed. Lastly, kindness is the key to a meaningful life. The king did not realize at first that his acts of kindness, helping the monk dig and tending to the wounded man, were the answers to his final question. Yet, through his actions, he changed a life, created a friend, and ensured his own safety. This shows that even small acts of goodness can have powerful consequences. We never know how a single kind act can impact someone's life or even transform our own future. In the end, the story encourages us to focus on the present, cherish our relationships, and always choose kindness. By following these simple yet powerful principles, we can lead more fulfilling, joyful, and purposeful lives. The king's journey teaches us a profound lesson about life and leadership. True wisdom does not come from predictions or elaborate plans, but from embracing the present moment, valuing the people around us, and choosing to do good. By realizing that the present is the only time we have control over, we can make better decisions and live more meaningfully. In our fast-paced lives, we often get lost in worries about the future or regrets about the past, neglecting the people and opportunities right in front of us. However, as this story reminds us, every moment is an opportunity to do good, to help others, and to create positive change. Even a small act of kindness, like the king saving his enemy, can transform relationships and shape a better future. If we apply these principles, we can cultivate a life of purpose, happiness, and fulfillment. Just like the king, we must learn that the present moment is a gift, the people around us matter the most, and kindness is the greatest act of all.